that we did not dream that up. I know one of the council
Exactly.
members brought it to us.
Yes.
I'm positive of it, I don't remember exactly which one. I think we should let this go to the voters. Let them decide.
Okay, Mrs.
True
Cronin?
democracy.
Dr. Cronin?
Yeah, I kind of agree because we got recommendations from council that was something we needed to look at. And I think we have to go back and think about something else. There's nothing to really, well, may have something to do with this one too, but we took a document, i.e. the 4,000-page whatever, that was supposed to be antiquated. We were supposed to be bringing it to the 21st century, was what I think we wanted to have in our mind. And we didn't make a whole lot of dramatic change. If you look at what we did, the only things that were dramatic were the 3 or 4 things that came back to us. And I don't know about the rest of you folks, but I feel that, I know we accomplished a lot, we really did. But most of it was semantical, most of it was language, just changing a few words around. These things we dealt with here were the important pieces of the document. And now, people came to us and recommended it. We spent hours to ad nauseum saying what we should do, what we shouldn't do. Much of it was not, forgive my education piece, but research-based at all. It was opinion, it was past practice. And that's good, but who's to say it's always right? I heard several people tonight say, well, we're not ready for it yet. My question back to you is, when are you gonna be ready for it? I'm getting old. I don't know about you guys, but when is Danbury gonna be ready for this kind of change? We're not doing change, going from a 2-year term to an 8-year term. I mean, we're talking 2 extra years. We don't get this panel and lots of people sitting out there said, gee, we don't get the people out to vote. We don't get a lot of people out to vote. What makes you think you're gonna continue to get any more people out with a 2-year one? Much of our discussion was maybe with a 4-year, we could get people more interested. We could get people knowing what's going on in their city, besides that whole word of political, we're just sitting there. Is the council afraid to move to 2 to 4? What's the big, I just don't feel it as a big a deal as they're making it now. It was what they brought to us, now they don't want it. I think 4 years is a good time to change. I think time now is good to change. I don't see the big scare that I'm feeling lately about why they want us to keep it to 2. I just think 4 is, and I think Danbury is ready for it now.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. Mead?
I would like to agree and also like to point out that one of the things we talked about was the fact that making the terms 4-year terms would lend some importance to the office and maybe encourage the voter to think about who they're electing. When I work at the polls, as I do every 2 years, I am there and I listen to people as they come in and ask me, well, who's running for this, who's running for that? And I show everyone the signs with the names. Well, I don't know any of those people, but that's okay, I only have to vote for them for 2 years. And I hear it over and over. They don't care because they can get rid of them in 2 years if they do something they don't like. They're not paying attention to who that person is. Maybe if that person was going in for 4 years, they might pay a little more attention to who they're going to vote for.
Thank you. Mr. Buzade?
I feel, and I have felt, and you've all heard me many times, very strongly about a 2-year term. I think that it works in Danbury. I think that we've had great success. We've been well served by most of our politicians in Danbury for a long time, for generations. And maybe that is part of the 2-year term. It gives us a level of accountability every 2 years to change. It gave us accountability when we did well, I guess it was a while ago, we had a mayor who was under investigation. Before he was indicted, an election happened. He was out of office. He wasn't tried and he didn't go to a trial for many years afterward. But the city of Danbury wasn't operated under that shadow. We're recently reminded of other municipalities where they have a 4-year term where they could not get rid of their indicted mayors. I know I've made that point before. I feel strongly about the two-year term. I think it's worked. I think the charter has worked because of the two-year term. It's a fine balance at Danbury. The fact that somebody can say, well, we'll try you out, if you're not working out, in 2 years we'll get another chance to vote on you, I think is a good thing. Does it create a problem sometimes with continuity? I'm sure it does. We heard from the town clerk about her view. I know she swayed most of us in terms of her learning curve for her particular job. Danbury is a patient place. We've re-elected mayors in two-year terms and given them a chance to get to know their jobs better. And right now, Mr. Chairman, I think I want to have a recess so I can get Mr. Torian from the Board of Tax Review up here to help me.
No.
I'm joking.
I'm happy to grant that recess.
See you
Any-
next year.
Anybody else?
Next year.
Mr. Swenson?
You know, I'm in strong favor of the 2-year. I've never, ever looked at 4 years ever being even an answer to any of the questions or any of the problems, because 2 years is not a problem. The idea that politics is a definition out of a book is short-sighted. I think whenever you hear the word political, now the next word you hear is career. And the only thing 4 years does is sets up people with their own political careers. It makes it easier for them to have a quote political career. I am of the opinion, and I will continue to be of the opinion, that this is all a matter of public service. I see you guys grinding it out night after night, the Board of Education. It's public service, it's a public servant. This is not a place to create politicians or to create political careers. It's a lot easier to do it when you got 4 years. I see someone who's been on the fire department for as long as I can remember. I see others who have served this city, and they've ran every 2 years because they look at it as public service. The problem is that we are allowing those who want political careers to take over and run our town. And if that's what you think you want, then vote for the 4 years. But I'm telling you, it can't be looked at any other way. If you're a public servant and you serve the public, then what's the problem with going back and talking to them about it every 2 years?
Dr. Cronin?
I'm hearing a lot about accountability and getting people out and getting people in that are good, et cetera, and public service, and yes, that's what they are, we're all public servants, for that matter. Are you trying to say that if you do 4 years, you're not accountable, you're not a public servant, you're not a good candidate? See, to me, that they don't make sense. A number to a year should not have anything to do with accountability, should not have anything to do with you being a good public servant to your constituents. I just don't see it that way. I may be looking from a different vein, but to me, accountability is accountability if you're in service for 1 day or 100 days. You need to be accountable, you accepted that job. So whether you do it for 2 years and be accountable, or for 4 years, to me, those don't make sense. They don't need to be together. You took a job, you said you're gonna do this, you're accountable for it. Makes no difference if it's 2 months, 2 years, 4 months, 4 years. You took the job. So explain to me what that means, because I don't get it that way.
How often do you review the employees of your school?
Every day.
And you give them an annual review?
Oh, we have to do more than an annual, yes, but they get.
That's what I'm trying to get at. When one of these guys goes out and knocks on the door, they're getting their review. If they only gotta do it every 4 years, it's a lot easier than doing it every 2 years. Because I gotta knock on your door and say, you know what? If I only gotta do it every 4 years, it's a lot easier than if I have to come to see you every 2 years, because
I understand what your point is there, but the point is you should not be waiting to the 2 year or the 4 year to knock on the door. They should be seeing your face every day, they should be seeing things about you. You don't wait till 3 weeks before the election day, you have to go knock on this door now. See, I think that's where the difference is. That's not my idea of accountability.
Do you really
I
think
understand, no, I understand what you, but
that they're gonna come every 2 years and knock on your
well,
door?
obviously, they're talking before about some of the stuff that we were talking about here, and I know we have state statutes that bind our hands and so on, and we talked a little bit over there about 40 and 60 days, but then all of a sudden, well, you know, I really don't have to do that 40 and 60 because I can push this committee aside. So then, there you go, what are we doing this work for? Why are we giving them guidelines if, you know what, they can take and do what they want with it?
And you want that person in for 4 years?
No, but see, my point is try to get, we've got time to work to get the right people. And I think people get too complacent, every 2 years, like you just said before, I go, who am I voting for? Oh, I don't know. Some people don't come out 2 years, oh, I missed that, oh, that's okay, it was only a 2-year thing, oh, they'll be all right, they're gonna do a good job, but they don't even know what they're doing, some people. My point is Danbury's ready for something else.
Mary?
End of discussion, I want 4 years then. Or, if you're gonna do it my way, Commissioner had an alternative. I'd be willing to look at that alternative that you were talking about, and your Commissioner Toomey talked about. I'd be willing to look at that. But if not, then goes to voters.
We'll come back to the alternative in a second. Mary?
Our council advised us that this question could be singled out,
Mm-hmm.
and we're 7, they're 21, we've all got different opinions, there's plenty of voters. I say we let the voters have the question. Let other people, let the majority rule.
But then,
Let it go up.
but isn't that the same argument that Commissioner King made, that if it all goes down, if they don't split it out?
Well, unless you
This can
go
be split,
alternative.
we can recommend something, Paul, to the council.
And you
They
couldn't
don't have
recommend
to-
before?
They can recommend a 4-year and pass it to, and separate the question. They don't have to take our recommendation.
And
But
you
in
could
a
recommend
cover-
about the borrowing also to split it out?
We could recommend that, yes. I think we're within
So
our
then it doesn't have to
purview
take it
do
all down?
No, no, it does not.
If we vote this,
Yeah.
do we have a motion? We don't have a motion.
No, I want to make a point when you
Before you
finish.
do, if we vote to keep it at 2 years, not change the language, can the council put it at 4?
No, 'cause
So-
they already
We control the
gave them
language.
permission
They-
to go to.
So,
And then it can go back to 2
well, that's a
if they vote
sticky
it down.
wicket I find myself.
Yes, how about that,
Like I said
Mr.
before,
Chairman?
Okay.
We don't, if I may, what do we have to lose? What do we have to lose? We sent it to 4, they send it out, if it gets shot down, it's 2, that's it.
Mary, there is one other step in between. The common council can vote to turn down 4 years
That's fine.
and not present it at all. I mean, so there is a
Right, so
check and
that's-
balance in this.
So that's what I
Okay.
was thinking, the
Yeah.
alternative might be an
Mr.
option.
Chairman, you know.
Mr.
if-
King.
If you permit me.
Bob said.
In the common council vote on this issue was 12-7.
Mm-hmm.
But if we dissect that a little bit, 2 of the people who voted against the 4-year term appeared before this commission and encouraged us for a 4-year term. If you were to turn that around, the vote would have been 10-9 opposed to a 4-year term. I believe our vote at the time was something in the order of 5-4 in favor. The point is,
We want it to go through.
whether it be this commission or the common council, there is a division of opinion on this subject. There's logical arguments for and against a 4-year term. Originally, I voted in opposition of a 4-year term because I thought the arguments outweighed the arguments for it, and that was a judgment. I respect the opinion of all folk. I believe that rather than us try to decide what is the best thing for the city of Danbury on an issue as important as this, I think it should go to the public. And I will vote in support of a 4-year term to send it to the common council with a recommendation that it goes as a separate question on the ballot and let the public decide. And in the end, if it gets to there, I will vote in opposition of a 4-year term because of the problems that we're faced with initiating that process. You know, that's a massive change that we're about to undertake. Changing the terms of the school board, change the amount of people that appear on that ballot. With the new ballot system we have, it's gonna be cumbersome. The fact that, as with other cities, if they're faced with having to remove a mayor, there is no good process for doing that. If those things were fixed, those concerns were addressed, I would vote in favor of a 4-year term. But I think there are a lot of obstacles. So I am in favor, and I will vote tonight to to hold the language as is and send it to the Common Council with a recommendation that they split it out and have the public vote against it. Should the Common Council choose to ignore that recommendation, they are within their right to kill it. And the issue is done. So I see no reason for us to change our wording at this point.
Thank you. Other points of view?
I don't think you can, we could have that, we're either voting for this recommendation or not. I don't think we can add anything
What's
to
the
it,
recommendation?
just as the council voted.
Right, and it is.
They move to retain terms of office at the current 2-year terms.
And what we're doing is we're recommending our exact wording right back to them. We're not changing anything. So we can do that, right,
That's
Council?
correct.
Yes.
So we can do that, Paul.
No, that's fine, but not the additional recommendation of having it split up.
No, we don't have to accept their recommendation. You mean to recommend it, split it up? No. They can bury it in there, or they can split it out. That's their decision.
Yeah.
My guess is they'll probably go with our recommendation.
Okay.
We leave it the same, but ask them to consider splitting it.
Right.
All right, let me ask you a question, because when we did this last vote, I think I broke a tie
Yes,
Right.
you
to
did.
go to, thank you
Yes.
for your institutional
We
memory,
remember that.
Mr. Butte.
Yes, I have to go down and see the board technically.
So,
Forget it.
and when I came into this, I was sure I was for 4-year terms. I thought it was a no-brainer, and I was surprised there was any opposition. But then when we worked through this, and we found out that we couldn't come up with any mechanism for removing city officials, that was something that was a concern of mine. When I heard as much opposition on the council, that I was surprised by that. And we heard tonight from at least one of the members who originally asked us to vote for 4-year terms, and she explained why she changed her mind and came out against it. And I'm thinking that we can't impeach people, we can't, the city's not broken. Clearly Danbury has worked very well with 2-year terms. And I'm trying to come up with good ideas as to why a 4-year term will make things better. And quite frankly, I haven't been able to come up with any. I don't think the public is gonna be any better informed when they come, just because they're coming every 4 years rather than every 2. If anything, I think they're gonna feel a little bit further removed. So weighing against that is, do we want to send it to the public? And I'm just wondering whether the public will then understand the complexities of this, for instance, that we can't remove officials. I would vote against it on a referendum. So the question I'm struggling with is, do I vote for it to send it to a referendum, even though I think it's the wrong idea? I just don't think it's right at this point in
You're
time.
not voting to send it to a referendum, you're voting to send it back to the Common Council as is, and their decision will be to whether or not it goes to a referendum or not.
That's all.
Okay,
Right.
then may we have a motion?
Well, I move that we go back to 2-year terms of office.
So that we accept the council's recommendation as is,
Yes.
that we go back to 2-year terms. Motion's made and seconded. Any more discussion?
Those are his two options, right? I mean, Bob put on here current wording, but let the public decide. Or recommended 4-year terms for mayor, town clerk, and then keep the others, that's off the
No.
table.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
So
motion-
he's putting, all right, so, okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
I think
That
our,
was just clarification.
I think our discussion, our decision here is to either we keep the language we have
Gotcha.
or change it to a 2-year term.
Gotcha.
Okay, and the motion is, if you vote in favor of the motion, it will be to accept the council's language that we stay at 2-year terms. So if you vote aye, we're staying at 2-year terms. So we'll do it by raising hands. All in favor of the council's language and staying with 2-year terms, raise your hand. 2 votes. All opposed? 4 votes. It will go back to the council.
No, we have to make a motion to send it back to the council, right? As is? the two-year term was defeated. Do we have to make a motion to send it, the original wording back to the council?
No, I think
Okay.
what happens now is I'm
Final
pretty
report.
clear about how you want the final report to read. And so I'll prepare it, and at your next meeting, you'll review all those changes and make and accept it. The chairman will accept the motion to accept or reject
The changes as is.
yeah,
So it will be,
that's how we'll go.
it'll be a simple meeting next time?
It should be.
Yeah, because I can't be here.
Great. Any,
Could you hold on
I'll
to
be at the semifinals.
you're all done? We're not gonna have Joan?
You're not gonna have Joan.
We're not gonna have Joan to kick around anymore.
Exactly.
Well, what Monday do,
Could have gone tonight.
okay. Is there anything else that needs to come before us besides setting our next meeting?
Yes, apparently, I need to add to the agenda the issue of chief of staff or administrative assistants.
Oh, that's right.
Okay?
Can we do that?
No, but he said we have to put it on a separate.
I have to
Right.
do a notice, a new notice, if we're gonna address that issue.
Is it,
What you could do is you could frame your notice more generally to say, discussion of final report. And then that'll be our conversation.
yeah,
If anybody is gonna speak about that issue.
Don't laundry list.
Don't be so specific.
Good point.
do we need to, or can it be ignored? Or can we not ignore it?
If you read the minutes, you would know what we're talking about. You know, if I just put,
Is it fair to say, Mr. Chairman, that the commission has dealt with all other recommendations made by the council?
No, it's a lot easier.
All except that one. So can we deal at the next meeting with that specific?
provided it's properly
You know what, I'll
noticed.
give it to you.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Does the
Maybe
common
you better look at
council
it
have to be
before we-
back here again? Does the common council have to be here again?
No, I think that's a pretty clear recommendation.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Understandable.
Can we get out calendars? What, can we,
Don't you already gave
The
us?
ninth.
You have
We have
the ninth.
noticed a meeting and reserved a room for Monday, March
He
9th.
already gave it to us.
so we're here at 7 PM.
Right.
Again,
Perfect.
Except
All
the-
right.
still,
But Joan can,
When-
Any other discussion?
she can't come.
who can come?
I won't be here on the 9th. I will be at the Big East semifinals.
Oh, you bummer.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
The motion's been made that we adjourn.
I'll second
Any
that.
second? Any discussion?
No way.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye, aye,
Sorry, kids.
aye.
Opposed?
Liar. You're not sorry.
Peter,